Hey there, it's Dr. Tom with EBM Fitness Solutions, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to do lunges properly. Lunges are an amazing exercise when done right. Unfortunately, most people do them wrong. And for the sake of this video, I'm referring to a step back version of the lunge. There is a forward version, there's a walking version, there's more of a lateral or side lunge. For this one, we're going to talk about the step back lunge. And I honestly think it's probably the best. Walking lunges are great. I think this is probably the best way to do lunges. But most people mess it up for a number of different reasons. I'm going to show you the common mistakes and then how you can fix them. So with lunging, when you're stepping back, one of the key things, it's about the front leg. The back leg should not be doing the work. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make, and it's a mistake because oftentimes they're in the wrong position. When people step back, they keep a very vertical torso like this. The problem with that is in that position you've got a ton of pressure on the back leg. Oftentimes, if you feel pain in your back knee, the leg that's back here when you're lunging, it's because you've got too much pressure on your back leg. Shifting your weight onto the front leg will usually alleviate that, and it's a non-issue. So the vertical torso position, unfortunately, is taught to a lot of people. Or they watch other people do it incorrectly and they adopt the same bad habit. You do not want to keep a vertical torso when you lunge. This position here is not right. It also shuts off basically your glutes. Your butt muscles on that front leg can't fire or actually help out in that vertical position. You want to actually keep a slight forward lean to your body when you do the lunge. So the idea is that as my hips go back, my shoulders come forward. The importance of this is that it's a hip hinging motion. I'm pivoting through my hip joint. It allows my spine to stay neutral. So my spine position here and here are actually no different. The angle of my body comes from the hips, not from my spine. So when I step back, what it should look like is this, not this. And in this position here, I've got all the weight on this front leg and very little pressure on the back leg. That's how you should lunge. Now, it makes it much harder because lunging is, basically it's a single leg exercise. That front leg is doing all the work. So how do we do this now? So I'll show you what it should look like body weight, and then you can add dumbbells, you can add weight to it. However, you may want to actually regress first before coming back to this. If you're used to doing this version here, what I'm going to show you is the way you want to do it, but it is really hard to do it this way. I'm going to use the foam roller to give you feedback or give me feedback about position, and you can use a foam roller, you can use one of the big stability balls at a gym, you can even use some steps stacked up. The idea is it just gives you feedback. So if I put my foot close to the roller, but it doesn't touch the roller, as I step back into the lunge, my knee should be right next to the foam roller. When I do it right, this is what it should look like. If I shift back, watch the knee position, it moves far away from the roller. So that's a great self-check for you as you're doing these to figure out, am I still in the right spot? Maybe the first two are good, but then if you're doing a set of 10, you start to drift further away. So you either correct your position or you stop the exercise. There really is no other option. Powering through in a crappy position doesn't help you get better at it, doesn't help the muscles get stronger. You just add unnecessary stress to the wrong parts of the body. Now, if these are difficult to do in the beginning, you may want to actually deload the movement to get started. I have other videos on EBM's YouTube channel that go over deloading lunges and squats and those variations. What essentially you do is you use a band or a pulley to hold on to as you work through the motion. So it kind of unweights the body, it makes the movement a little bit easier for you so that you can get used to this. Then you ditch the deload and come back to the body weight version. But the key really is keep that forward lean, work here. When you're doing these, the front leg, your thigh and your butt muscles should be doing all the work. The back leg, mostly for balance. You touch the toe, but you don't, if you look at the position my foot's in, my foot is straight up and down. I can't really push off my toes. Once I drop down to here, now I can. So what you can work on, put your toes here. As I step back, keep my foot like this, so I have no pressure here, all the pressure's in the back leg, and then come back up that way. Work on that technique with the body weight lunge at first, before even thinking about doing any kind of weight. Get good at doing those. Build up to where you can do solid sets of 8, 10, or 12 reps on each leg with that good technique, little pressure in the back leg. Now, you may be really sore when you switch to this version because it is going to make the legs work harder, but if you get good at this, you're going to find that just all the other things you do, daily activities, even other exercises, are going to become much easier.